when someone's life that you love ends, there's a process of grieving. And in order to get out through these grieving processes in a healthy manner, we got to experience all 5 stages. It's human nature. We can't avoid it. We can't duck it. We can get stuck. You're going to be in one of these phases you are going to be in. You can make a decision to stay there. You can stay in denial. You can stay in anger. You can stay in depression. You can stay in bargaining. That's on you. But it takes a real man. It takes a real man to say, I need these experiences to get to the other side. Because guess what's on the other side? Growth and wisdom. Now you can actually share with somebody when they're going through it. And you have what we call empathy, not sympathy. Sympathy is feeling sorry for somebody. Empathy is understanding what another person is at. So we don't want to do sympathy. We want to do empathy. So now you have this experience which we call wisdom. And you can share it with somebody. And as a result of sharing wisdom, you get the other person hope. Do you know, it's been scientifically proven that if you smile at somebody as you walk by them, it has a 75% chance of changing their day. We ain't talking about no money, no fight for them, none of that. We talking about a simple smile. Society knows that. So society, remember back, let me see who on here, probably Mr. Griffith, Mr. Schuler, Mr. Perkins. Y'all remember the dance when Essence was out playing at Highland and they had the song and the dance called True Grit? Y'all don't remember that? You remember that, Mr. Schuler? Back in the day, they had a song and a dance called True Grit. We were supposed to, that's when the men stand in front of the men, move side to side, and see who can grit the longest. So we were taught in different areas, and not just music, but in school and in different areas of growth in our neighborhood, that a smile is a sign of weakness, because the society knows that if we start smiling at each other, it'll change our whole community. Our whole community. A smile can actually save another person's life. The person could be thinking of harming themselves or others, and your smile could pause and possibly change that person's life. So that's how valuable a smile is. So when you got somebody in these 5 stages, and you give them a smile, that gives them a shot of hope. It's called a shot of hope. That means something quick, bam, automatic, fast, right then and there. A shot of hope.
Espresso.
So when we talking about getting through these 5 stages of grief, we're talking about having something to offer somebody else. We'll get stuck. Every human being has gotten stuck in one of these phases at one time or another in their life. Nobody does grieving perfect. Not one. So we weren't meant to do it perfectly. We weren't built humanly to do it perfectly. And the only perfect way to do this is the way you do it. So this is one of them suits that is tailor-made for you. You got to wear the suit. You got to go through the 5 stages. So you got to wear the suit. But the suit is tailor-made for you. Now, I can't believe this happened to my boy. I don't believe he gone. Anger. Okay, I'm going to have to straighten this. Bargaining. Okay, God, look. Okay, I won't go out here and go after him. But help me feel better. Depression. Man, I miss him. My heart hurt. Acceptance. You know what? He in a better place. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to step up. I'm going to help his kids out. I'm going to be a better example as a man for his kids and as for people in my neighborhood. Because I don't want this to happen to anybody else in my neighborhood. Now, when a family member go through that, you can sit down and talk to them. Look, man, I've been through that too. I ain't end up in jail. I ain't go after the people. I end up in jail. But as a matter of fact, I ended up a better person. Now I'm able to share this experience with you. So, man, if you need me, call me because I understand. I've been there. Empathy. That's called empathy. I understand. I've been there. And I know how important it is to have somebody in your life who's been there and who can help you get through this when you need it. Call me anytime. So as a result of this process, you've gained some wisdom. I ain't talking about no external stuff. I'm talking about some internal wisdom. So when somebody come to you, bam, you're right there with something. Sometimes the best support is listening. We all been through this before. Boom. So all I'm saying is these 5 stages that we go through, defining loss, and the most important thing is defining desperation. Because let me tell you something. When I get desperate, I become a victim. Let me tell you what a victim is. A young lady, 17, walking down a dark alley, 2 big guys corner her and attempt to rape her. She's a victim. As a result of being a victim, she can do whatever she needs to do to get out that corner alive. So if one of them guys get hurt or sadly killed, she's justified as a victim. Let me tell you what a victim is not. All right, here I go. I'm stepping on some toes, make you uncomfortable. Let me tell you what a victim is not. I get somebody pregnant, and I got to pay child support. That's not a victim. So I don't have the right to respond and do whatever I want to do as a result of that situation. That's not a victim.
May I chime in on that, though? How y'all doing?
Wheeler.
Stevenson.
What's up, Demetrius Wheeler?
Homeboy Skillet. Brother Brian. Yes, sir. Wonderful talking, brother. I see you as a mentor. Thank you. I wanted to chime in because, you have what you call a loophole sometimes. And you brought up, if a man was to get a woman pregnant and they want to be on child support, the man is not the victim. Well, I wanted to say the loophole to that is, I had children by 2 different women, and these women applied for child support before they even had the baby.
Did they apply for TANF or child support, Mr. Will?
Oh, I'm not sure whichever one, but I know I wound up paying child support, period.
Okay.
My point is, I didn't even get an opportunity to show that I was brought up with the mindset that if something is mine, I have to be responsible for it. So, yes, I was a victim. And that's what I wanted to say. Sometimes there are loopholes. Sometimes.
Thank you, Mr.
Okay.
Thank you for your information. It's very good information.
Well,
but I respectfully disagree with you, if you don't mind. Now, let me tell you what you made me think of, Mr. Wilder. You made me think about we don't always empathize with the other side. In this situation, we're going to talk about the CP. This ain't only CP, okay? This ain't limited to CP. But we're going to only talk about the CP. Mr. Wheeler talked about how they went down before they even had the baby. And we don't know what they did. Like Mr. Wheeler said, we don't know whether they applied for assistance or they applied for child support. But let's assume they applied for assistance. Maybe their history is that a man doesn't stay around and take care of their child. So maybe their thought process is I have to be proactive. And Mr. Wheeler, that's why I was talking about the empathy part. We got kind of step out of our role sometimes and look at another person's role. It's called looking at the whole picture. And sometimes we can't look at the whole picture. It's almost like a picture on the wall, right? And you're standing this close to the picture on the wall, you can't see nothing but the 2 things in front of your eyes. And you can't see that clearly. But if you have a chance to step back situation, her situation, and the children's situation, maybe I'll get a better understanding and practice of empathy. Now, the reason I do it is because it's a selfish act. Because I understand and been through this long enough to know that that causes stress. But what can relieve stress is me taking a whole look and say, and have some understanding, use the wisdom. Because what's the use of going through life, having these experiences, uncomfortability, anger, hurt, and pain, and not utilizing it? Why am I going to carry this big toolbox around and not use one tool out of it? So I'm walking around with two full toolboxes because a lot of us been through a whole lot. And all I'm doing is walk around carrying them. Oh, there's a problem, need to be fixed. You know what? I ain't going to use these tools. I'm just going to go and keep walking. I'm going to add that to my toolbox. All these problems I'm going to add to my toolbox. So what I'm saying is these experiences that we have are tools to utilize and go through, maneuver through life situations. So guys, the reason I say we're not a victim, because we're not cornered into anything. We don't have guns put to our head. Because I'm always, now I'm going to tell you something about me, Mr. Wheeler, and Big Perk, because Big Perk got my back, anybody got a problem. Let me tell you something about me, right? I don't like to take responsibility for the whole situation. I like to look at I like to look at part F. Now there's an A through E, but I like to look at F, because F lets me justify some of my insanity, right? And you know what insanity is? I found out, it was funny when I found out the definition of insanity.
Doing the same thing.
Mr. Schuler, insanity is repeating the same thing, expecting different results.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a brick wall, and I keep running into it, and it hurts. But I'm going to keep running into it because at some point it should feel good. But I keep running into the wall, and it hurts. And I go into denial. Don't even know I'm lying. It's not a brick wall. That's a pool of water. Maybe it's red with cement in between it to hold them together. But I go into denial. I don't even know I'm lying to myself. That's a pool of water. Even when I run into it, it hurts. It hurts. So when we talk about the situation of me and my child support, it didn't start there. That's the end result. The reality of it is I got to take responsibility at A, not play victim at F. As a result of A, of a choice I made, I'm in F. So if I could take responsibility for A, man, she fat to death. That's A. That's A. That's A. C is, I'm trying to go a second time, but I only had one condom. That's C. F is man's child support. That's F. About it is the alphabet don't stop at F. So by the time I get to S and T, there's some acceptance. I'm doing my part. I'm having peace in my life. I'm having peace with my children. All of this. Not saying anything you thinking is wrong, Mr. Willie. You're right where you're supposed to be. But it ain't the end. There's a whole lot more left. If I could count, I could tell you how many letters left. But I'll leave that to Mr. Stevenson. I'm not that smart.
Mr. Davis is the numbers man, not me.
Oh, yeah, we had Mr. Davis. If he can tell you how many letters. But there's some letters left. I don't even think we're halfway through the alphabet at F.
Not at all. You know what, though? I'm thinking about what Mr. Wheeler is saying. And the one thing that Mr. Wheeler has to remember is it doesn't end there. But when you think about this TANF system and how someone can literally say, well, I just want to get some help for my kids, I'm going to get on TANF. And the next thing they know, they're sitting there with a lady who says, okay, we're going to give you this food, we're going to give you this money, but we need to know that Negro's name and address.
That's robbery.
That is.
That's a hit list.
So I wanted to acknowledge that we're not saying that what you're saying, Mr. Wheeler, isn't valid and doesn't make one feel like they have been raked over the coals, victimized, or raped in some way. But I think that the broader point that Mr. Tillman is talking about, and obviously Lee here wants to chime in.
He said, y'all talking about me.
Yeah. Hey, yo, that's fucked up, yo. I think the broader point is that, you know, that deal is made much earlier on in the process. That deal is made when you say, oh, she got a fat ass, or oh, I want to hit that, or that's when that deal is made, because, you know, we could always take the option of getting to know these people better and finding out if they're the type of person that's going to get on TANF, if they're the type of person that's going to have the child, if they're crazy or not. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Willie mentioned that, you know, there was 2 different women. That means you had crazy at least twice, or So I guess that's all I had to add to that. But you're right, Mr. Askew. Man, that's tantamount to financial rape when someone takes out an unsecured loan in your name and you don't know about it. You know. But the larger point is that we wanted to talk about grief today because Mr. Askew, I don't think that you heard, but one of our brothers, Mr. Davis, is dealing with grief in a major way this past week. That's why he's not with us today. So we just wanted to speak on that and make sure that everybody's got a game plan to get through these holidays, even though you might miss somebody, even though you might have lost somebody. You might need to reach out to somebody, man. You know, this has been a tough couple of years with this corona shit and just regular real life on top of that. We want to make sure that you guys understand when you're feeling a certain way, acknowledge that feeling. When you're feeling depressed, acknowledge that depression, and then get the fuck up out of it however you know how. When you feeling like, you know, you're at a point where you just got to accept it. You know, my homeboy passed in May. I got to accept it. It's rough. I got to accept it, though. And I'm getting to that point. But at least having an understanding that I'm going through a process of grief is helping me get through this process of grief. It's when you don't know why you feel the way you feel, or, you know, there's some days where I be like, look, I can't mess with nobody because, you know, I'm feeling a little emotional today. I'm thinking about my mans. And I got to know that so I know when to back off. And so this holiday season, man, just be aware that if you didn't write down the 5 stages as Mr. Tillman was talking, you can always just holler at us and we'll go over it with you. Make sure you got that info. Mr. Askew, you got a fresh cut? Is that what that is? Is that a temple tape?
Hell no, I ain't got a fresh shit.
Oh, that's it. You got a hat on. Okay, I thought you had a little temple tape.
Yeah, nah, that's just regular, man. I'm sorry to hear about that with Davis, but what I tell people, you know, it is a trying time, man. We all go through something, man. But what I try to tell people, nobody can really tell you how to go through the grieving process. It's just something that you have to go through, and you have to go through it your way. And a lot of times people try to tell you to get over it, you'll be all right, you should be better within a year. No, it all comes when you are, you know, positioning yourself and doing what's within your heart for yourself to come to an understanding of, you know, the person that you share time with. So the grieving process is just that. It's a process. It's a process of patientness, you know what I mean? And we all just got to go through it, man. So, you know, I'm sorry for the loss that he may have had, but one thing for sure, it's a greater journey, man, that God has us all on. And one thing with that is, man, we all born to live and live to die. We all got a date. We all got a time. It's just what we do in between then is what keeps us and helps us, you know, as we move forward, man. You know, so, you know, for myself, like I'm grieving too, but I'm grieving and I lost my job and I got a job all at the same time. So I just thank God for the beauty of what we do, how we move. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I can say with that.
Well, speak on that job. Speak on that job a little for 30 more seconds that you just acquired.
So I give a short rundown. I was on an amazing job where I had the opportunity to work for a church. Never worked for a church before. Made good money there. But then something in my spirit started sitting left, which we recognize as being wrong. And the more I started to think about it and pray about it and asking God to really show me what it is that was within my path, I was dismissed from the job. Well, with them being dismissed from the job, I was able to go to the mountains out in Deep Creek with, you know, a few good friends and shit like that, and spent a week out there. And when I came back on that Monday, I was presented with an opportunity to work with this maintenance department out here in Silver Spring, and that's where I've been at. It ain't making the same money, but it's making the same peace that was disturbed. My peace is better than my money.
Right.
As long as I got peace and I can go to work and have peace and don't have to have disturbance, that's greater than anything else for me. You know what I'm saying? I've been talking to my daughters and my kids for the past month or so now.
Hold on.
Like, everything.
Hold on. You gotta
just
pull up
where I want to be. So
pull up. Nah, this ain't Aaron Askew. You gotta say that again, Negro. What about the daughter and the kid? You try to just go over that, nigga. I remember when we ain't know if ever we was ever if we was gonna, nigga.
Well, like
I need you to say that part again. This is Aaron Askew, ladies and gentlemen.
I've been talking to kids for the past month or so. And for those that do know me, they do know my situation and heard my story and heard my situation. So, yes, I've been talking with them for the past month or so, actually since I went to court. But my motto for now is simply the same thing. I just needed one shot, one opportunity, but what I incorporated in that one shot, one opportunity, I don't give a fuck who you are, what you do, how you move, where you live, what you stand by. I'm not taking my eyes off God in order for me to move in my journey. So if you ain't got your eyes on God with me, I salute you to the left of me as I continue to move straight forward in the right path that I need to be. That's my motto, man. And that's why I look a little greasy the way I do.
Greasy, bro. Hey,
greasy but easy. Greasy but easy, Mr. Ash.
Hey, Mr. Tillman and I had a conversation early this morning. Sometimes we just be talking just as brothers, and he had a quote this morning about prayer and miracles, and I want him to repeat that because I told him that I grew up in a household where I saw miracles all the time because I got a praying mama, and she down with Jesus like that. But I swear, Mr. Ashley, we was just talking this morning. I said, you know, it's funny how we become so accustomed to seeing miracles. Like, from where you were when we started this, just for you to say, I've been talking to my kids. See, some people don't know that that's a miracle. And when I say miracle, I want to be clear. I'm not giving this shit up to no hocus pocus. What I'm saying is the Most High, the energy of the Most High came down and changed something. Mr. Tillman told me earlier, prayer changes. Mr. Tillman, please tell them how you started the day with me today.
Prayer changes everything. Now, what I found out, this saying. It says, when prayer becomes a habit, Miracles become your lifestyle.
Come on, nigga.
So imagine having a lifestyle of miracles.
That's right.
Actually, let me tell you something. Let's get real. Let's get a little, just a touch spiritual, if y'all don't mind. If you look at your lifestyle, each and every one of you are a miracle every day.
Yeah.
Because guess what? As much as let me break somebody's heart. As much as you think the alarm clock is what wakes you, nah, something a little deeper than that. Something a little deep. Because let me tell you something. You don't say heartbeat. You don't give you directions for your heart to beat. You don't say every second, every quarter second, lungs breathe in and out. You don't say every second, eyes blink, because the particles in the air, the dust particles in the air can blind me. These are things you don't tell your body to do. So when you're talking about your body, you're talking about a true miracle that happens to open your eye every day. Everybody on this platform opened their eyes this morning. Then you were able to utilize your eyes, utilize your lungs, utilize your heart, utilize your mind, take it of some sort of sound mind, because some of y'all crazy, but still y'all have some sort of sound mind. Then after all those miracles, guess what happened? You actually get up and walk to the bathroom. Because all y'all over 30, I know you're going to the bathroom first thing in the morning. And then you can pee. The reason I say it because I had a buddy of mine, right? Man, it was tight. He was my best friend. And 20-something years ago, he came down with cancer. And one of the last stages, because I let him move in with me in his last stages. One of his last stages was couldn't pee. So they attached a bag to him to get the fluids, the poisonous fluids out of his body. Made me realize that peeing is a blessing. So let me take a look at that stuff. Because when we take a look at what we have, we'll have gratitude. You know the definition of gratitude is? You know what gratitude means? Gratitude means wanting what you have and not always having what you want. I'll repeat that. Gratitude is wanting what you have, not always having what you want. So I got to appreciate what I do have. The miracle, like Mr. Ashby and Mr. Stevenson was talking about, the miracles that I receive on a regular basis. So that's all I got to say, because I'll get into something more spiritual. And, the next thing you know, we had 3 people left and all that. So I ain't going to get into no more spiritual stuff. I ain't trying to.
All I know is Aaron Ashby been talking to his babies. God damn it. That's what I know.
That's a miracle.
That's a miracle. That's a miracle.
That's going through the alphabets, Mike.
That is.
That's going through the alphabets.
That's going through the alphabet.
To the end of the alphabet.
And it wasn't us. It was he did things. He was a part of this program. He made sure he got into the father report. He used the father report to his advantage. And at least, I remember when we got off the phone after a hearing, I remember, Aaron, you saying to me, you was frustrated. And I said, wait a minute, what you frustrated for? We just got a step closer to your goal. And you stopped and you was like, yeah, we did get a step closer to my goal. Your goal was to spend time with your children, be that father you can be. So it sounds like, brother, we got another step closer. And we're going to keep taking it.
What I had to realize was it wasn't me, like Mr. Tillman just saying. It ain't me. It ain't my kids. It ain't the mother. It ain't, you know what I'm saying? It's all in what we give thanks to, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I told my daughter, because I wasn't with her for Thanksgiving, my greatest piece for Thanksgiving was that she was amongst loved ones and that she could tell me she loved me on Thanksgiving. Hey, man, whatever greater gift is that still? Now I ain't physically with you, but you can still tell me you love me and you happy to have Thanksgiving. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, man, sometimes we have to step out of our inner selves, man. We ain't all there yet, but we can condition ourselves to get there with principles, morals, and practice, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm thankful. Like I say, I lost my job on a Monday and was working the following Monday. It ain't the same money, but it's the greater peace in me. You know what I'm saying? So, what can we do? I get a little sharp later on when I want to get a little taste of something, but fuck all that right now. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm just thankful, man. And like I say, man, yeah, this program, and I hate to call it a program sometimes, man. You know what I'm saying? This community of people, man. This community of brothers, man. Just this brotherhood, this family here, man. You know, it helps sharpen us. Iron sharpens iron. You know what I'm saying? So I really give my thanks not only to God, but I really give my thanks to everybody here that come here, man. That, you know, we all support each other. So that's just where I'm at, man.
Let me tell you, man, your testimony is very powerful today, because there are a couple of people on the line today that are fairly new with this process, you know, with this movement. And I remember my conversations with them and inviting them to come on Friday, and I was trying to get them a sense of how we can do things. And there are at least two people that told me that was like, "What, man? You don't understand. You don't know what we're dealing with. You don't know the woman that I'm dealing with. You don't understand." and I remember saying, "Look, just come on Friday." I said, "Trust me, there's gonna be somebody on that line that was where you are now, and just by, you know, changing yourself and your attitude and how you look at the system, how you approach it. Stop playing defense, start playing some offense." I was trying to convince them, man, like, look, trust me, I know. However bad you think your situation is, trust me. And for them to hear that you're now at a place where, you know, you're talking to your children.
Yeah, man. Three years. Not only that, Monday I go for my divorce Monday. I'm kind of panicking a little bit because I ain't got nothing on my email. What's up, brother? I ain't got nothing on my email saying when my what's the status and shit, but God is better than that. I waited 3 years. My divorce is final come Monday. And I say it jokefully, but the gates of hell were open on Tuesday for my ex-wife, for all the shit she put me through. You know what I'm saying? So I reap what I sow in my own way of goods and bads, and so will everybody else, man. So karma's a motherfucker. She better buckle the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? So that's just where I'm at, man. So 3 years later, man, I'm better, I'm greater, I'm still here. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't going nowhere till God ready for me to go, man. That's it.
Miracles every day, brothers. Miracles every day. Man, that makes me so happy to hear. Oh, so for those of you that have just started joining us in the last 2 or 3 weeks, and you was wondering to yourself, is this worth it? Can change actually happen? I can tell you that, you know, we can be a resource to you, but if you put that energy out there that you want to change your situation, and you stick with us in this group, trust me, you're gonna find your miracle too. Just like Mr. Ashby found his miracle. Just like my little miracle right here, slammed on the keyboard and everything disappeared. Okay. What the fuck? Where we at?
Go ahead. We see you. We see you and hear you.
Okay, because I don't see nothing.
Yeah,
I don't got nothing. I don't got nothing.
But it's amazing how when you have something like this, man, let me share something with you guys. We got over 400 to 500 people in our program, and 16 to 20 people show up a week. Do the math. We tell you that this way you can get help. This is where it starts at. And out of 400 to 500 people, 16 to 20 show up. You got to call me. We can help you. Come to the Friday group. That's where it starts at. and 16 people believe in it,
What you do, man?
and 480 want to try it their own way. Again, remember the definition of insanity: repeating the same thing, expecting different results. So we got 400 something people that want to repeat the same thing and expect different results. We got 16 people say, I want some different results. So I'm going to follow somebody else's direction. The most wisest man in the world has a committee that he seeks information and guidance from. The most foolish man in the world,
Damn,
you
sure.
identify him? I identify him. His name Donald Trump. He goes by his own thinking, his own information. And you see where he ends up at.
Bitch.
So we talking about, do I want to be one of the wisest men? Because it's like, I'm gonna say this, we're gonna end the group. It's like the Wizard of Oz. Dorothy had one simple direction: follow the yellow brick road. Not only was it simple, Dorothy, we're gonna light up the bricks for you. How's that? But every time Dorothy got off the path, blind monkeys came, the witch came, all these other things happened to Dorothy when she got off the path. The minute she got back on the yellow brick road, she picked up the Tin Man, she picked up the cavalry line, she picked up a support group when she followed directions. It's only time Dorothy, if you look at the movie again, only time Dorothy ever got in trouble when she got off the bricks. Anytime you light up the bricks and say, look, the bricks, ain't nothing around here but poppy seeds, flowers. Nothing, Dorothy. You can't get that confused with lit up bricks. You get off the path because you're trying to practice some insanity. Because guess what? Okay, with flying monkeys coming, they're going to get total. They're going to take all the straw out of the scarecrow. So all we saying is, fellas, is there's a path that has been created. The bricks light up. All we saying is follow the yellow brick road. Path always been created. That's all we saying. So, Mr. Steve,
Let me try.
you looking confused, can't get your computer together, you want to say before we end?
Let me chime in.
Okay, go ahead. I don't know who that is. Go ahead. Who is this?
I love it, man. You know, y'all talking about God.
Okay.
Yeah, y'all talking about God, man. Look here, plain and simple. God gave me these sayings to share with people, you know what I'm saying? And, you know what I'm saying? If you ain't with God, it's hard. Period. If you listen, you're going to glisten. If you don't listen, you wind up missing. Now, this brother put up the analogy about the yellow brick road. What is the color yellow? It's bright. What does the Bible say about when you get to heaven, what it's going to be? Of gold. It makes sense. You might as well spend it or save it or earn it. If you listen, you're going to glisten. If you don't, you're going to wind up missing. And if you ain't with God, it's hard. I tell people, man, look, try God out for a month and get back to me. Tell me do what the scriptures say do, and do what the scriptures say don't do, and get back to me. Get back to me. Let me know something. I guarantee you ain't going to say nothing but, as y'all spoke of, miracles, as y'all want to put it, blessings, as I like to definitely say. Man, it's right there in the word, man. You know, everything, everyday life, every night life, decision-making, choice-making, consequences, good, bad, it's all in the word. So, for those of y'all who always constantly heard, oh, the Bible been rewritten, it's stuff in there, it's taken out, it's been stuff added in, oh, he was gay, who wrote the Bible, King James, all that. Give it a month. Be a hearing and doer of the word for a month and get back to me. That's all I got to say.
Well,
I add a little something to that, just, you know, because that was pretty cool right there. But religion is just what it is. It's religion. But when you take a spiritual journey with God, no matter what you claim to be, Muslim, Baptist, whatever, you hear me? When you take a journey with God, with your spirituality, you'll see many doors open. Don't fall victim to religion and what everybody try to tell you, because that's what religion does. Take a chance and follow your heart with God and watch what the fuck happens.
You saying God and not scripture?
No, we're not gonna have
I don't get into all of that. All I'm saying is that's a whole different platform. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is you may be Muslim, you may be Buddhist, you may be Baptist. You got to follow principle within what you believe. But you got to open your heart to a whole spiritual realm of what you believe, not just what religion tells you. Because when you fall victim with religion, you tend to be like some of those Bible beaters and all that people call them. But when you are a spiritual person, you can hear and see sound wisdom like what Mr. Tillman give us every Friday. See, he ain't no religious person. He's a spiritual person.
But what I think everybody has their own belief. Religion just is a way of life, a way we do things. That's what religion means. So we talking about if that's your way, you do it your way. You know, God is good only direction. G-O-D. Just the biggest mistake you can make, no matter what your belief is that you be your own God. That's the biggest mistake. Because if you got
absolutely
your God, you have a fool for God.
There you go.
That's all I'm saying. So we're not gonna get to different types of beliefs.
Let me tell you something, man. I can't see y'all no more. A button was hit and my screen is gone. But this is what I know. I know I love being a black man. I know I love the love that I get from this group. I know that I want you all to feel the same way. I want you all to live your purpose. I want you all to have a beautiful, beautiful weekend, man. Remember that, this is a trying time, and nobody can judge you on how you feel about your children. So whatever you need to cope with getting through this next 3 or 4 weeks, remember that myself, Mr. Davis, and Mr. Tillman are all here to answer your phone call, to listen. So don't hesitate to call us if you just need someone to listen. I'm going to forward Marcus Butler's number on over to Michael Gross. Michael, I'll make sure you get that number so you can reach out to Marcus via text. Little man here to rec shop in my little area right here. I got a little cleaning up to do, but I want to wish you guys a very wonderful weekend. And don't be afraid to just keep texting Mr. Davis, man. Nothing, what did Chuck Brown always say? Love ain't love till you love somebody. Mm-hmm. If you got some love and you love my boy, Mr. Davis, this week, man, shout him out. He's going through it, man, and we'll be there for you, just like we're trying to be there for him. So y'all brothers have a great weekend. Mr. Tillman, great job. If anybody wants to follow up with me, call me anytime today after 1:30. Yes, sir, Mr. Wheeler.
Oh, no, everything is beautiful. Everything, man, I'm happy to be here once again. Thanks for sending me the via text. And, I definitely pray that everybody is well and prosper.
Word up.
Hey, Mr. Stevenson.
Yes, sir.
Let me see. Can I call you on the phone line real quick?
Absolutely. Call me right now before I start putting him down.
All right, that's what I'm about to do.
My man, my mizzle flizzle.
All right,
Mr. Stevenson.
Yes, sir.
I'll wait till after 1:30 to call you, but I do need to speak to you, though.
All right, just call me after 1:30 because by then, I'll be done with my daddy duties. Hey, Mr. Askew, can I get a good motherfucker for the week?
Fucking right. Shit.
My man, that's what I
Yeah, man, like I say, y'all be easy, man. And y'all just stay blessed,
too,
man.
Bro.
Take care of yourselves, man.
Likewise, man.
And I'll see y'all on Friday.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
man. Y'all have a great one, man. It's a pleasure.
Mr.
Family,
I'll hit you in a minute, though, man.
Word up. Hit me right now, Shula. Hey, yo, men amongst men. That's what it's about. Men amongst men.
So cool.
Word up.
All right. Yeah.
Peace. Yo, man, you knock the screen out. We can't.
Man, get y'all strength right. Iron amongst iron, man. Salute to my wards, man. Stay strong.